This is my favorite form on the entire chart. Okay, does everybody have a number of transactions that they want to do this year? Please, everybody say yes. Just lie to me, even if you didn't have it, but lie, all right? Shake your head, yes. All right, say it out loud. What is it? Everybody, one time. Perfect, that's correct. Okay, so where are they coming from? Okay, where's each one coming from? What's our lead sources? So this is what we fill out here, right? So what I would suggest is for everybody in this room is to have 2 or 3 lead sources. You don't need 10. You don't need 15. Let's get 2 or 3 and then we can expand. Once again, let's not spray and pray. Let's focus. So what I would tell you is the one non-negotiable is your database. I know every one of my coaching clients, you guys, everybody is so tired of this. If you've ever been to one of my masterminds, what do I say every call? It's your database. If you don't have a database, you don't have a business. And you better have a database. We give you 2. Bold Trail or Lofty. They keep changing names. I had to take a second there. And they're both one. Use one of those. If you don't like that, Follow Up Boss is a really good system. I use that one. But it doesn't matter what you use. Use it. There's literally 1,000. And whatever you do, please don't go on to any online forum and say, what is the best CRM? Because that's probably one of the dumbest questions you can ask online, just because everybody's in a different place. Do you think Carolyn Young has a different CRM than a brand new agent? She's got thousands and thousands of names in a database. You've got none. How many people in here have a database with names in it? Okay, not everybody, so we got to get it. So if you're going to sell your business, what are you going to buy? Your database? Yeah. So the stats last year were 6.2% of the people in your database bought a house, transacted. Not referred out, transacted. And I've heard 6 to 8% this year. So if you've got 100 people that you consider close contacts, family, whatever that might be, 6 to 8% of them will probably do something in real estate this year. So I don't know about you, but if you've got 106 people do something, that's a lot more than some of your goals were when you guys all yelled out your goals. So let's think about that. If your average commission is even $10,000, $15,000, that's $60,000 just by staying in contact with our database. So got to get your database together. Go through your phone first. Go through every one of the deals. For some of you guys, you've been in the business a long time. Go 10, 20 years back and just get everybody you've ever sold or bought a house from. Put it in there. Call them. All the open house people, everybody in here, go to Facebook. Okay, you got 4,000 friends. Maybe you only know 500, but put them in there. Let's get them in there. And then let's trigger. I think even Dave's got a sheet that he shares with some of his people, even in the principles class he teaches. But who's your mechanic? Who does your hair? Who's your massage person? Who's your doctor? Who's your OB doctor? Who's your dentist? All those people should be in there. You're on their mailing list. I go to a small dentist and I walk in there and you would think that I was, everybody's like, hey Dave, hey Dave, hey Dave. They've got 5 employees, but each one of them get my newsletter. Each one of them get a birthday card. So if we're looking at that, so let's just play with numbers, right? So, yes, sir. Yeah, and we'll talk about that, in a minute, because once we get our goals, we're going to talk about what we do in each one. Yeah, so so let's put this out. Once again, fill these numbers in for what they're going to be for you. I'm just making this up for 6 and 6. So in other words, 12. So I'm going to say that I'm going to get 6 sellers and 6 buyers from my database. I'm going to do open houses. I'm going to get 4 and 4. What's another lead source one of you guys use? What is it? TikTok, social media, okay. What else? Referrals? Yeah, so whatever that might be. right? So, yeah, I'm just going to put YouTube in there for right now, so we can see it. So yeah, whatever it is, we put it in, right? And if we're going to get, 3 and 3. So, so this is exciting, right? You start putting this in, hey, 26 deals this year. All right, we put it down. So thanks for coming to the class. We'll see you next year. Is that what we're going to do? Okay. So let's come down. Agent-to-agent referrals. How many referral networks are you guys in? Yeah. If you're not, start one. So, a lot of us, okay, I'm in the Tom Ferry Network, so of course we've got all the coaches. I can refer out to there. Some of you guys are a CRS, the Certified Residential Specialist. There's a whole referral network there. How many things do we see on our Samson page now that says, hey, I'm looking for, an agent in St. Louis. We see that. Create your own referral network. So part of that is get out of the office, get on an airplane or get in a car and drive to some of these events. I don't care where they are. It's like I was in Orlando in the cold, a week and a half ago, last week. And, I was there and I participated. I was in masterminds at 6 a.m. in the morning. I was meeting with different people. We were going to dinner with different people. I was at the seminar. But what I did is I left with like 40 some cards of people I didn't know. And I came back and what I did is I've uploaded them into now my referral database. And I put in there that, oh, hey, you're from Northern Virginia. Hey, you sell Woodbridge, you sell Richmond, you sell St. Louis, you sell California. And now when I need somebody, I can go back and I'm like, oh, look, yeah, I need, San Diego. I met that guy in the event that was San Diego. And it was like, okay, there he is, I've got him. So, but what I do, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, is what's your plan to stay in touch with each one of those people? So, what's your question?
Okay, so for my referral business, I have it separate, like in a Google Sheet. Can you keep it in your office CRM too, or like separate?
Yeah, so whatever works for you. So, okay, but I'll give you the answer. So, yes. And it would be the same way as like, hey, do you use an electronic calendar or a paper calendar? Well, which one are you going to use? I don't care which one you use, just use it, right? There's still people with like index cards for their database. So what I would say is that I put everybody into Follow-Up Boss, and I really use the tag feature. So in other words, the tag will say that they're a sphere of influence, they're an A+, or it might be, hey, I met them at Tom Ferry and they're in San Diego referral network. And so, so in my database now, I can pull all of that stuff. So what gave me this idea is that there's a gentleman out of Phoenix, and he's not Tucson, what's the other big? Scottsdale, Arizona. That's his market. And so what he does is every event he's going around and he's giving everybody, his card that says, hey, I cover this area, here's my QR code, here's all this stuff, and he collects it. And what he does is, it used to be a monthly newsletter, but now it's a quarterly newsletter, and I physically get it in the mail. So he does like an update online too, but I get a physical email once a quarter from him. He must send out thousands. But what it does is it talks about, hey, I am your referral network in Scottsdale, and here's what's going on in Scottsdale, and here's the market. And on the bottom of that sheet is the most powerful thing. It's like, hey, I gave Janet, paid Janet for a referral $3,200. I paid Dave a referral for $4,200. So what it is all these proof of all these people that have sent stuff to him. He's reporting back what he paid out in referral fees. And then on the inside, it's got some other information and all of that. But like if one of you knew, hey, an agent in Scottsdale? Yes. So do you think he spends a lot of money mailing that out and maintaining that database? Do you think he's getting a return on investment because he's been doing it for more than 25 years? Yeah. So, most of you guys have hopefully been with Coffee with Casey and some of Casey Samson stuff. But, he'll talk about he's one of the biggest users of the print shop. And he's like, use it. I'll spend $5,000 on a mail out, but I know every time I spend $5,000, I make 20. So let's do that. All right. So we're down to 13, right? And there's places to put leases and all this other kind of stuff. And, when you're going to get into this, you're going to see, that there's some annual numbers that's going to show up in that where we can put things out. We talk about the lead sources. Seasonality. I don't think seasonality plays a whole lot of a role here where it would, whereas if you were at a beach or at a ski resort or something like that. So what this would say is that, what was my goal up above? It was like 26 or whatever it was. What this is looking for you here is that how many are you going to sell each month? So, like one of the clients I coach, he is in Norfolk and Virginia Beach. So historically, we know that his November, December, and Januaries are usually very slow, just because there's not a lot of people at the beach, but he's also close to Norfolk. But what we know is that, once April, May, June, July hit, those are his hot months for the beach. And then usually August, September, October, November are his hot months for the military, because they're all in the fiscal year, and a lot of people just tend to get their orders and things in August and September. So what we would do is we'll actually look at this and we can actually sort of plan out to know that, hey, to get 26, we're going to do, 1 each month, but then we're going to do 4 in July and 5 in August, whatever that is. So fill that out. But like I said, I think in this area here, I don't think that really plays much of a role. I think some people's Novembers and Decembers are slower, where mine tend to be more busy because I work. I keep doing it, I take Christmas morning off. No, I'm just kidding. I take the whole day. But you know what I mean. All right, so we do that. Once again, some of this is just filling in numbers, right? It's looking at our recap. It's looking at our key performance indicators. Everybody know what a KPI is? Key performance indicators, right? And so what I'm looking for you to do is actually go through and fill this out. How many days are you going to work this year? Go get a calendar. I can remember the exercise. Remember those wall calendars that we would do with the little marker boards on it? I remember doing that for the year at a glance, I think they were called, and going through it. And the first thing I would do is I would come and sit down with my wife and okay, when are the kids' spring breaks? Okay, when's all of our birthdays? When's our vacation? Put all that on there. Then I would go back and I would look at the Tom Ferry stuff and the Samson stuff and any convention or seminar I wanted to go to, so I can block out those 3 or 4 days. Plan some different little long weekends for the beach, and when are you taking vacation? Put it all on there. Plan it out. Plan it. The best way to get business is to go buy airline tickets this week for something next week, because the day before that flight, you're going to get how many calls, right? Hey, can you show me? Can you show me? We should just start buying airline tickets and never going. Okay. But what I want you to do is I want you to start looking at this, because what you're going to learn is that out of the 365 days, not counting some weekends and some holidays and all that kind of stuff, how many days are you going to work? Is it 260? Is it 250? Because it's important, because when you start looking at your numbers, this process here is going to run you through how many conversations do you have to have before you get a lead? What's the definition of a lead? In my mind, a lead is somebody that's going to do something in the next 90 days. 90, 120, not next year. And then how many of those do you need to actually have a transaction? So some of this matters who you're actually calling. When you're calling your SPEAR and you're calling expires or you're calling FSBOs, the number is going to be lower. If you're just calling just listed or just sold, it's going to be higher. Does that make sense? So in other words, if you're calling your SPEAR, those are people that know, like, love, and trust you. They're more likely to give you a transaction or to use you. To whereas if you get a new listing and all of a sudden you're very passive and you call up and you're like, hello, this is Dave Werfel, Samson Property. I just listed your neighbor's home. It's a great 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's listed for $600. Do you know anybody who wants to move? Okay, no. Okay, click. Okay. Those work, but they're a lot less than if you were calling your SPEAR. So what we want to look at is, this is where we need to track our numbers. Because if you said you wanted to make 24 homes, right? Let's just say 24, that would be 2 a month. Well, how many conversations do you need for that? All right, so I'll pull out my calculator. I don't have the calculator on there, but if we do, let's see here. So let's say And I know my numbers, I'm going to use round numbers a little bit, but my numbers are basically for every 25 conversations I have, I usually get a lead. And then for every lead, it usually takes 2.5 leads to get a transaction. So I know I said that fast. I want everybody to follow along because some of that's going to be a little higher for you. If you're newer, that's probably going to be 40 or 50. So let's just say 50 conversations just because you're going to get up there and go, you just don't know, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. We've all been new. We're going to teach you what to say. But if you need 50 conversations to get a lead and you need 3 leads to get a transaction, well, that's 150 conversations. Okay? That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? It is. But what happens when we do the math and we work it into, we're going to work 260 days, right? And so, so like you said, so if you go back to my numbers to where for every 25 conversations I have, I usually get a lead, 2.5 leads. Well, I know I've got to make like 60 conversations per transaction. So if I want to do 10 transactions, how many conversations do I have to have? Yeah. And if I want to do 100, 6,000, right? It just goes up. Okay. So, but then what you do is you're like, what's 6,000 divided by the amount of days I'm working? And is that 12 calls a day? Is it 15 calls a day? So like you said, you got to break it out. It'd be like today if I'm like, hey, go read these 12 books and come back on Friday. All right, well, that would be really tough. But if I'm like, hey, can you read 10 pages every morning? Well, at the end of the year, you would have read 6, 7, 8 books, at the end of the year. So we just break it down into paragraphs. So once again, look at all of this. I will help you with all the numbers. You just have to figure out your numbers, okay?